Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you had a good day in the market. It's July 23rd, Thursday. We're going to review 0-day options today on SPY and the small account challenge. Gap down, bond yields, oil, that kind of stuff. So IV's pumped. Here's Eric's chart. He's SPY Day Trader on YouTube. You can see his Discord and in the description it's linked. So yeah, pretty big gap down relatively for where we've been trading this last, I don't know, couple months or month. 5 days here, across below 20-day. And we had like almost a percent gap down. So gap trap, got to be careful. So pumped IV from the gap, and then just the candles were pretty large for most of the day. I mean, there was definitely some smaller candles, but it wasn't from the volatility necessarily, because today was just a messy grind, a gap trap for sure. And you pay the price with that when you have big candles in a chop, more or less. It's just sketch. So as a review, I got green here for the precision buying. I was looking for bearish controlled buying. I didn't jump on the market actually till like right here. So I'll miss this little head and shoulder, no big deal. Came down. My first trade was at 10:11. It was a call right here. Because it's purple from what I identified up there. I had one here for the body and one for the wick. And then I also had this gray at that point. So this is the bullish controlled selling. I waited. Big red candle. And then this one broke through and I'm like, I wasn't going to get puts or anything. I was going to wait for a cup close at that point. But then it wicked. I'm like, well, this could be the bottom of the wedge now. And we also had gray there to confirm. So that's why I got it on this candle, I think. Yeah, let's see, 10:11. I got a pretty good fill on it. It was a limit order. I kind of just, this one was green. I just put a nice limit at the bid. There was enough volatility though that, or the candles were big enough that I would always get filled at the bid. That was for $1.30. It was a 741 strike. So that was pretty high delta just since the IV was higher. Even though that was out of the money by over a point. $1.30, sold it right here at the beginning of this candle for $1.47. So nice first trade. I sold it because it wasn't buying up in the green anymore. We had hit, ignore this blue line, we had hit potentially or gotten close to that gray that I had up there, and it broke the green. So I was like, you know, this is a wedge trade. It wasn't like structure. Thought it could still be selling in this gray. I didn't take it here because I'm trying to respect this green, as well as candles continue to making new highs. So this one closed lower than that one closed, and then I pretty much closed out right here. So this wasn't bad though. It was almost like a half a point at least, just because the range today on these candles. The overall range was better. I think it was about like 7 points total, but it's just such a grind to try and realize that. Yeah. Next trade was at 11:46. This was also a call. So I just sat through all of this. I guess you could say it's a cup close and a little handle, and this is just trash though. I had gray charted, and it's just like I didn't like anything. Purple I was a little unsure of. There was maybe something a little flatter like this gold that I charted later. I didn't see it back here though. It was like very, very mellow. When it's like close to flat, I don't even really chart it usually. It's like something like that. But anyways, yeah, could have. I saw it because like you could get an entry here. I guess that's low of day retesting or breaking that purple, but this was all just, yeah, I don't like it. And then I charted this green down here. Where 11:46. So I'm looking for the retracement, the zombie. It looked like gray was being respected up here, so it made sense that it respected it down here. And that is at 11:30. So on the 30-minute, it was down here. And since the candle had it closed, of course it can always wick out of there, which is what this was right here, was that wick. So looking for an entry for calls, though. I'm like, I don't know exactly where, because I want purple to be my stop way down here. Probably not going to come down and retest it. hardly ever does. If it does, it almost seems like it's going to break through and continue down. So I took kind of an aggressive trade here. Say completed this cup right here. We broke that green that is charted. Completed that cup. It looked like we were bouncing on the 30-minute from the blue. So at this point, it's coming down. I'm looking for more or less a handle. I'm hoping it comes down as far as it can to here, but it probably won't. So I charted this precision selling that I had back here. We had an engulfing candle here. This purple line wasn't there, of course. Neither was, or this one was. This one wasn't though. Engulfing candle there. And I'm in it on this candle, like right here, 1146. Kind of an aggressive entry, like I said. Not one I would always take or normally take. But, like I said, I didn't imagine it was going to come down further. I mean, if it did, that's fine. So I just had to figure out how to manage my risks. So that's why I quickly put in this purple right here. It was kind of a distance away from it, but thankfully it wasn't too hard to hold. So yeah, I got it here and it just immediately reversed and then just started grinding. Just ugly price action, very ugly. Coming up off purple, which doesn't feel great when it's like this, because then I can just do a big flush candle there and you're just way more red. I did eventually chart this, but that wasn't there then. So yeah, of course I'm looking for a move up to top of gray, which is right here. But the buying was just, it wasn't great. Finally we got a good candle. I'm not looking at my P&L, of course. And we get these like little bodied candles, dojis, but you notice each one of them is closing higher than the last one. And it just got red and just sketchy here. And I kind of just panicked and sold, unfortunately. Given it's a zombie, it's retracement, it's middle of the day, IV's high, we're in the middle of the wedge, like, there's no reason why I would just do this. It very well could just come down. At that point, it was pretty far from, I maybe had green charted then? No. I think the green I had was much steeper, yeah, and it wasn't trading in that at all. It was, so, it was just too far from my risk to manage. If I had this green charted, sure, that would have been much easier. If I just followed that one though, the one idea of just, like I said, I kind of just panicked once this thing flipped red. I'm like, oh, it's gonna close below the last one. I'll get out, and then just the last second it closed higher, and that's kind of what I was waiting for a little bit. I was trying to just sit on as long as I could, but honestly, my exit probably wouldn't have been a whole lot worse if I stuck to that rule, because it would have been this candle. This candle went big red. I might have closed it here, which probably would have been worse. If I waited till the very end, because this would have been a closing lower than that one, then yeah, it would have been a little better. Would have been like, yeah, almost like 3/4 of a point. So it would have been better. I just kind of got a little flustered in here for some reason and just like jump out of it. Anyways, it was still a good trade. I mean, it was, let's see, where are we at? 110 at 1146. This fill was awful though. I was way up here. 1146 at 110 and close it for $1.30 at 1158. Oh, it was on that candle? Is at the very, oh, that's right. It was at the very beginning of that candle. Oh, I forgot that. That was here. Oh, and I wasn't thinking this purple, it's flipping this purple into support either. I mean, it kind of looks like that's what it did though. It broke it and then flipped into support. I'm like, this is just a random line from here. But I think it was legitimate. It's just kind of crazy because, yeah, I closed it at the very beginning of this candle. I just had this big red candle. And then it came all the way back up and I'm like, oh, geez. And then it closes there and I'm like, all right, I'm just going to get out while I can. Out. And then, yeah, that's right. I forgot that. Thankfully, I didn't just boil my FOMO because that did suck. Especially when it came all the way up to my take profit and then some up here. Yeah. Yeah, I think probably it's just hard because when the candles are huge, it's hard to follow that rule. So say you have this candle and it comes all the way up here, and then the next candle comes all the way down here and you're waiting for it to close. I mean, yeah, sure, come all the way down here, wait for it to close, but realistically, if it's a little smaller, it'll come all the way down here and then rally back up like this one did. I held through this one. Oh, wait. No, I didn't hold it down. I watched that one happen though. This one, and then if it closes just below, it's like you're gonna close it out. So it's hard to follow that rule when the candles are larger, I guess. Especially when you start dojing like this. I mean, that just shows weakness. But it, you know, it tends to consolidate before it keeps going, which is kind of why I had that idea with the candles in the first place. Anyways, yeah. Next one. Glad that one's green. 1214. Yeah, didn't under trade at all today. Definitely swung a couple times. I mean, I don't feel like I traded much. I feel like all day I was just kind of hanging around waiting because nothing was really looking good. 1214. What am I doing in here? I bought a put. 1214. Oh, that's gray. That's top of gray. Okay. Yeah, right here. 1214 bought a put. Came down, made a little inverse head for the shoulder to break out of gray. I closed it at 1221. Yeah, wait for that candle to close. That was 86 cents to 72, so kind of a nasty one. I kind of had a feeling when this was happening, but I wanted to just stick to my rules, but I probably should just take an intuition and cut it. Because I was like, this looks good, and I'm like, this really could be a little inverse head to be an inverse head and shoulder to break out. And who knows, my charting was just probably wrong anyways. This was tricky charting for me. Ended up with this, which I don't know what that is. Nice little head and shoulder up here, though, to reject the top of the range. Or the top at that point. A couple canceled, 136, 139. These are puts. After all that. I think these were good puts. No, it's good I did it. Oh, no, I was trying to get them up here. Yeah, I tried to get them up here. They didn't fill. Or no, maybe it was here. Yeah, it was after I broke that purple. I ended up canceling him, which was good. Oh, then I went back in and got it. Okay. So it broke my purple, which was my last one at that point. Of course, there's a lower one. Canceled. Ended up buying one on this candle, thinking retest. 139. This was 89 cents. And I sold it for 91 cents. Right here. Yeah, I just didn't want any part of it. It wasn't selling. The volume hadn't picked up. Like, this does not look like an actual break. So, yeah, I was going to do break even, but I was like, I just get out now. Which was good. I mean, it came back up and retested the purple, you could say. But just lacked continuation. And I didn't care to be in this. But yeah, that trade was green. Which is kind of cool. Next one. So I think today's green, which is kind of crazy. 237 I gotta put. Yeah, so I charted gold at that point. From up here. The support and these resistances. I don't think that was right though. I think it was actually this darker revised gold. Bronze. So a little head and shoulders. I'm in it at 237 and out at 243 for 2 cents. Yeah, I'm out right here. Again, I didn't like it. Volume wasn't picking up. I think, oh, I was charting other stuff too. So there was green. I think it probably broke green. Yeah, it had just broken green. I wasn't going to mess with it breaking green. Good thing. Yeah, a lot of just better risk management. I think the last 2 weeks is, and then of course being able to hold my trades that I'm green on. Really focusing on the candles, I think, has been a big help, and also not looking at P&L at all for the whole week. Like, it's a confluence of things. I don't think it's just one thing. I think it's just kind of confluence of things building up together, and then the last thing that was more noticeable that kind of changed, I think, for me was, yeah, not looking at the P&L, because like I used to do that, and then I kind of just slipped back into doing it for some reason. It's just right there, and it's so easy to do. I'm like, wait, why am I doing that? And then changing not only from not looking at it during the day, but not looking at it at all until Friday when I'm done trading. That's really helped, actually. It's helped my not just like my psyche and like FOMO and revenge trading. It's probably helped out a little bit, but it's helped just even like my actual execution of entries and exits for some reason. I think just because I'm really just thinking about executing the trades the best and not thinking about money at all, and just like, yeah, I don't know. 342. Dude, like all my trades are green today. This is so weird. Pretty sure today's green. Okay, yeah, I had that 1 or 2 red trades. I mean, today was awful. I was like, this is awful price action. I'm not really caught any good moves. The range was big enough, the candles were big enough that my green trades were not bad. 342 to 343. This was 1 penny loss. This is a put. 543, 42. This, man. So it broke this bronze, which I thought was legit. Had a head and shoulders. Problem is, what's the time of day? It was coming up on the 10-minute. Broke it. I kind of wanted to retrace. Didn't give it. I had what? This thing charted right here. Yeah, I think I had. Oh, I had this. Something like that. And also on the 30-minute, we were getting real close to this blue. I'm like, this is just not good. Of course, I want like low of day. We're coming up on 10-minute. And right after I got in this, I'm like, I was just like, didn't panic, but I quickly was like, I need to chart something here because this doesn't seem quite right. So I charted this gray, which maybe messed me up based on this support and this one, because I didn't really have a less aggressive bullish controlled selling, which I thought it very well could be selling in. And I don't know if it was or not because this broke through it, but hard to know at the end of the day. It's just more volatile. So anyways, yeah, this came down. What did I say? 343, 342 to 343. Yeah, I just kind of got skittish because my entry wasn't great. It's like green, but it wasn't like a retest. And then we were close on the 30-minute, and then I think I just charted this. I'm like, oh boy. If I hadn't charted this, I probably would have stayed in it actually. Sometimes that happens to me. I'll just quick chart something to give myself an excuse to get out, or yeah. And then I was bummed I got out of it. And respecting my charting and that this looked pretty convincing. Once it broke that, I got back in right here actually. I don't know where on that candle. But yeah, it broke that and we were still in green. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna use green for my stop. It comes down. I'm like, oh, this is great. Big rally up. I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, okay, it could just be retesting gray. But look at the time, 347. Like, dang it, we're coming up on 10-minute move. Like it's breaking green and it's retesting gray. I'm like, I just need to hold a little longer. Just wait for just before, because I didn't want to hold through the 10-minute candle. And then this one closes here. This one does this and just kind of hangs out. Where did I close this thing? And then this candle, I actually had a limit order, the same price as this one. And then I canceled it once this thing started dropping. And I closed it out like right here. 349. 349.48. Market. Was that a market? Yeah. So that was 65 cents to 76 cents. I caught this tiny move right here. Given I started with here and then jumped out and got back in. So thankful I did, because look at this 10-minute candle. That's the thing. Like, even if it's going the right direction, 10-minute candle can totally flip. Now, how to catch that 10-minute? It's just a gamble, I'd say. Return to safety. Once you see this, you can just jump back in. If this gray is legit, I mean, maybe it was on this support. But I was not in the mood or the place to be doing that. A safer one would have been breaking up here. But that's just too late. Like, that's 57. So I was very happy I got that little bit. Yeah, it is a return to safety. I guess you can just get a call here before the 10-minute candle and it'd just be a total lotto. But to me, I would, well, yeah, see, that's the thing. Also, why I was so jumpy there on that 10-minute candle, because this was right down here. I'm like, this literally 10-minute candle, we could flush to low of day and past it, or we're going to get a big bounce. So, yeah, total gain. I guess you get like a, whatever it's called, both ways. Remember. Call and a put. There they are. I'm pretty sure we're green today. Kind of strange. Thankful. And, hopefully I can have peace tomorrow. Be patient and be chilled out. Ivy might be a little high still. Friday after a day like this might be a bit of an Ivy crusher. I did take my small profits last week and withdrew them 10%, like I said I was going to do. Thanks guys. Sub up, like up, comment down. Have a nice 6th round. See you tomorrow. Peace out.